So, when I was younger, I can recall living close to someone who owned the nicest vehicles. They had a gorgeous house, and all their kids always wore brand new outfits and had the coolest toys and gadgets. I can remember one day walking up to my dad and saying, "When I grow older, I want to be as wealthy as them." And that's when my dad looked at me and told me, "They are actually broke." That was one of the most shocking moments of my entire life, realizing that many people who appear wealthy are actually struggling. That's what I'm going to share with you guys today in this video: how wealthy people actually manage their money. And honestly, it's very simple. I can sum this up in around 10 seconds. Rich people are busy being wealthy while poor people are busy looking wealthy. I want to give you three clear examples here of the major differences in how the rich spend versus how the poor spend, on big life purchases, and then on buying unnecessary stuff you really don't need. First up, let's talk about transportation. For most people, this is your second biggest expense right after your house. So let's compare the kind of car a wealthy person drives versus the type a poor person drives. In this case, a rich person is likely to buy a 3 to 5 year old Toyota Camry, a reliable car that isn't costly. Their car payment would be about $250 per month, and insurance around $75. So their monthly cost is $325. Now, on the other hand, a poor person is more focused on image and how others see them, so they go out and buy a brand new vehicle. The most common luxury choice is a Mercedes-Benz C-Class. The monthly payment is roughly $810 plus higher insurance, about $150, giving them a total of $960 a month. The poor person is dropping nearly $1,000 each month on a depreciating luxury car to impress others. Meanwhile, the wealthy person spends far less and keeps the difference in the bank. But exactly how much are they saving and what are they doing with it? We'll break that down at the end of the video. Next, let's talk about the second biggest purchase in life: your house. What kind of home does a wealthy person buy compared to a poor person? A rich person usually buys a smaller home. They know extra space is wasted money. It means more cleaning, more heating and cooling, and more overall costs. They'll choose a modest 2,000 square foot house. Their mortgage is about $700 a month, taxes $250, and utilities another $250. So all in, $1,200 a month. But a poor person wants the big house to keep up with the neighbors. They'll grab a 4,000 square foot place. Their mortgage doubles to $1,400, taxes jump to $500, and utilities rise to $500 as well, so $2,400 monthly. So in chasing status and appearances, the poor person spends twice as much for housing compared to the wealthy person in a practical home. The third area where you see poor people overspend is clothing. They want designer jeans and brand name outfits. Rich people understand clothes are simply something to wear, and no one really cares what logo is on your shirt. Go ask someone who's truly wealthy, a relative or a friend, how many Gucci belts they own. The answer is almost always zero. 99% of the time, it's poor people pretending to be rich who are buying designer gear to look wealthy. And honestly, a lot of folks get fooled by that until they realize it's all just an illusion. Now, for this example, the rich person might shop twice a year, averaging about $20 a month on clothes. But the poor person wants the designer shoes, handbags, outfits, and they're dropping $200 a month. For some, that could even be their weekly clothing budget. The difference? Wealthy people see clothing as basic cover until it wears out, while poor people chase brands and trends, handing money over to labels, buying new clothes every season just because styles change. So how much is the rich person saving in total? By not driving an overpriced luxury car, they save $635 monthly. By not buying a giant home, they save $1,200 monthly. By not spending on designer clothing, they save $180 monthly. That adds up to over $2,000 a month. And here's the key difference: what they do with that money. They're not out there buying clothes or expensive cars. They're putting that $2,000 into something called assets. To put it simply, assets put money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out. Wealthy people buy assets, poor people buy liabilities. For example, if this wealthy person takes that $2,015 surplus every month and invests it in the stock market, where historically returns average 8% per year, and does that from age 25 to 45, they'll end up with over $1.1 million. That means retiring at 45. Meanwhile, the poor person will keep working into their 60s, 70s, or until they die, because they never learned the difference between actually being rich versus just pretending to be. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I'm sure many of you already know this lesson, but if it's your first time hearing it, please share it with a friend, family member, or anyone stuck in that lifestyle trap of buying things just to impress others. This could really help. Thanks so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to learn more about investing in the stock market, I've built a free course just for you. The link's down in the description. And here are some other videos you might enjoy as well.